Welcome to German History with a German accent. My name is Wolf, W-O-L-F, just like the animal, and in today's video I'm speaking about Wilhelm Pieck. As always, if you enjoy these videos, please make sure to hit the like and subscribe button. Friedrich Wilhelm Reinhold Pieck was born on January 3rd, 1876 in Guben, located at the western Neisse River. After he completed an apprenticeship as a joiner, he went on his journeyman years where he made first connections with members of the labor movement. In the year 1896, he settled down in the city of Bremen, and 2 years later he married Christine Hefka, with whom he had 3 children. Pieck joined the Social Democratic Party of Germany, SPD, in the year 1895. In the first decade of the 20th century, Pieck took more responsibilities in the party and made it his main job to work as a party secretary. He also got to know Rosa Luxemburg and Friedrich Ebert prior to the First World War. Wilhelm Pieck joined the International Socialist wing of the SPD in the year 1908 after attending the Social Democratic Party school in Berlin. Upon the outbreak of World War I, he, together with Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht, put their efforts in finding members in the SPD who, like them, opposed the war, while the majority of the SPD supported or at least didn't oppose the First World War and voted in favor of war financing loans. Pieck was arrested after organizing a demonstration in front of the Reichstag's building. While being under arrest, he was drafted to go to war and was sent to the Western Theater in March 1916, where he participated in the battles of Verdun and the Somme. He faced a military trial after he refused to return to the front lines after he recovered from an STD. While he was recovering, Pieck participated in the founding party meeting of the USPD, the U meaning unabhängig or independent in English. The independent SPD was a left party wing that split up from the majority SPD or MSPD. Once the military trial sent him back to the front lines, Wilhelm Pieck deserted his unit and fled to Berlin, where he helped to organize the January strike of 1918, where about 1 million workers working in war-relevant industries went on strike. The following month, Pieck and his son fled to the Netherlands, where they experienced the end of the First World War, but he returned to Berlin in October 1918. There he was involved both in the refounding of the Spartacist League, a Marxist revolutionary movement, as well as in the founding of the Communist Party of Germany, the KPD. When the Free Corps fought down the Spartacist Uprisings in early 1919, Pieck was held together with Karl Liebknecht and Rosa Luxemburg. Up to this date, it's not clear if Wilhelm Pieck was set free by the Free Corps members because they didn't deem him important, or if he simply escaped the armed men, while Rosa Luxemburg and Karl Liebknecht were both murdered. During the times of the Weimar Republic, Pieck organized the building of the Red Ruhr Army that was involved in the failed Ruhr uprisings in the year 1920. After meeting Lenin in 1921 in Soviet Russia, Wilhelm Pieck was voted into the Prussian parliament before he became a member of the Reichstag in the year 1928. In the following year, he clashed heads with Ernst Thälmann, the leader of the KPD, but was put back into place by Joseph Stalin. Also in the 1920s, Pieck was one of the co-founders of the International Red Aid. This organization was a counterpart for the International Red Cross. As a part of the Comintern, it was intended to collect money and to help imprisoned communists. After the National Socialists took over the power in Germany, Wilhelm Pieck fled the country in 1933. He lived in Paris for the following 2 years illegally before he moved to Moscow, where he strengthened his position in the Communist Party. As a matter of fact, he even took over the party leadership for the duration of Ernst Thälmann's imprisonment. In the 1940s, Wilhelm Pieck also worked for the German-speaking communist propaganda radio station Radio Moscow. The radio station aired Soviet propaganda to get the German people to resist the National Socialist regime. In Germany, this station was viewed as enemy propaganda. Listening to the program and/or spreading the information did easily result in the death penalty. In 1943, Wilhelm Pieck was also one of the initiators of the National Committee for a Free Germany. This organization was founded as an anti-national socialist organization with the intention to open up peace negotiations with Germany and to return to the 1937 borders of the German Reich. Yet, with the continuation of the Second World War, the ideology of the National Committee for a Free Germany moved closer and eventually became identical with the KPD ideology. Once the war was over, Joseph Stalin sent him back to the Soviet-occupied zone of Germany, where he worked on the mandatory fusion of the SPD and the KPD to the newly founded SED, the Socialist Unity Party of Germany. Together with Otto Grotewohl, he became the co-leader of the SED, the Socialist Unity Party, in the year 1946. 3 years later, when the German Democratic Republic was founded, Wilhelm Pieck became the first and only president of East Germany. Although he was the president, the man in charge of the German Democratic Republic was Walter Ulbricht, as first secretary of the Central Committee of the Socialist Unity Party. After Wilhelm Pieck died on September 7, 1960, in East Berlin, the position of president was not refilled. Instead, it was renamed as chairman of the State Council, and Walter Ulbricht took over this position 5 days after Wilhelm Pieck's death. Thank you so much for watching this video.